So I was there on a Saturday to see the 1933 version of Little Woman.
But with all that, you like me, eh?
Oh, yes, sir, I do. I do.
And it's obviously a very impressive sight in the middle of the Palo Alto street. You got the big marquee that kind of juts out in a triangle out into the street with the Stanford logo. It's all lit up in red and yellow light bulbs. Really stands out in the midst of the Palo Alto setting.
Welcome to the Daily Brew from the Stanford Daily. In this episode, we'll be hearing snippets from Daniel Wu's magazine article, The Big Picture.
The real experience is once you get into the auditorium. It's a kind of like, it's an imposing, large space. You have rich velvet red curtains. There are patterned columns on either side, kind of soft red lights up on the walls that kind of like diffuse upwards. When we all sat down and the movie came on, and obviously in that kind of like old style projector where it's kind of like a flickering light and with the imperfections of the film reel, there's a big organ that rises out of the orchestra pit, and an organist will play a whole set of music during the intervals. That creates a really special atmosphere, especially to be able to find that here in Palo Alto, in the middle of Silicon Valley. I was able to interview Cindy Mortensen, who is the theater manager.
So I grew up watching like King Kong and Warner Brothers movies and things from the 30s and 40s.
Jerry Nagano, who is one of the organists.
My mom played piano for Sunday school, and my dad got one of these small little home organs so she could practice to play for church services.
And Phil Krakow, who is the projectionist.
As a kid, so in my basement, I set up a little projector with 8mm films, and I would show them to the kids on the block.
They are all motivated very much by passion for classic cinema. All of them talked about film being a part of their childhoods and expressed disappointment and concern that the medium, the way in which they can be watched is different now. Some theaters are closing down. The market's only getting more intense.
But Netflix, if we're going to take a look at the streamers, 24 Oscar nods.
We're even bringing the Apple TV app to Roku and Amazon
to give consumers complete control and to start the binge era.
But I think she also saw opportunity in that places like the Stanford Theater are only going to become more special as fewer of them remain.
It'll be increasingly more unusual and special as time goes by. So I'm just hoping that we continue on our mission, and people will continue to appreciate it and sit in the dark and be enchanted by what they see.
I always tell my friends who are not film buffs, if there's a particular landmark film and they have not seen it, they should wait and see it in a movie theater. So if you're going to see Gone with the Wind, don't bring it up on Netflix.
Yeah.
Go to a theater and see it on a big screen.
Cindy, Jerry, Phil, they're all great examples of how really passionate artists and enthusiasts can keep a practice alive. As long as these theaters continue to be run and operated by people who share this passion and who are willing to work really hard and go the extra mile to keep these experiences available to the public and reproduce that passion for film, then places like the Stanford Theater are going to be just fine.
Our role now is even more important than it was when I started working here, because for a lot of people, younger people,
Right.
This is their introduction to classics film, and it's going to be even more important as time goes by.
No matter what the future brings as time goes by.
Daniel's full article can be found at the link in our description or at the Stanford Daily website. Special thanks to Wong Gi Jung for producing this episode.